All right, I got a question for you to start off this video. What does Redfall and Battlefield 2042 have in common? It seems like both were supposed to be something else before they launched. Here's my theory. I think Redfall was supposed to be a live service. See, Battlefield 2042 had the elements of a battle royale in it. It had enormous maps, constant vehicles. It had hero shooter kind of abilities. And then the hazard zone looked like it was repurposed directly from a battle royale. And if you look at Redfall, it looks like it has the trappings of a live service they abandoned mid-development. Redfall has two maps. In both of those maps, vampire nests keep spawning, and so does the Rook, which is supposed to be the hardest vampire to kill. And it drops some fantastic loot when you do kill it. The vampire nests seem like a cheap version of Wonderland's Chaos Chamber. You can do them all the time. They're procedurally generated, and they give you good loot with a time limit attached to it, which means you're supposed to redo vampire nests over and over and over and try to get the best loot possible. But now you can't do that because of New Game Plus. You finish the game, it automatically launches you into New Game Plus, and then you start over. Look at the loot. Redfall's rarity system is unnecessary if you really look at it. Take out the rarities, and if you just had drops with modifiers and no modifiers, when you found loot, it would just be a matter of do you want it or not, instead of the colors indicating to you what's better or what's worse. But the rarities make sense if it were a live service, a full live service kind of looter shooter. Live services need a way to keep you engaged, and it's fun to look for stronger weapons with unique perks that you can use on the toughest areas. Vampire nests, rooks, right? Rarities are an easy way to pull that off, especially as you get closer to the end game. You're finding all kinds of different things. So I wonder if they started in that direction, but after they scrapped the idea, they left the rarities to quickly let you know what is stronger. That could also explain the absurdly small loot pool. There's not a lot of guns in this game. And the ones that are legendary, there's not a lot of those. Loot games need a lot of loot to keep the treasure hunt exciting. Redfall's treasure hunt ends quickly and then it regurgitates itself often. Why? After Arkane potentially scrapped the live service idea, I imagine they stopped crafting more guns because they had other things to work on. And by and large, it's not a super long game. There's a lot of outfits in Redfall, wouldn't you say? Go look at the characters and you'll see lots of slots, lots of ways to mix and match different clothes. They have full outfits you could have. They have headpieces, torso pieces. It's entirely possible. Those were saved as items in a store or battle pass, and then they just turned them into collectibles after they abandoned the live service idea. There are a few specific pieces you could customize, so perhaps it would have been even more fleshed out if they stuck with the live service. Maybe there would have been even more stuff to collect overall. And then I rolled the credits. David Burdett, lead editor at Gaming Trend, myself, and David Flynn were playing together early in the morning to knock this game out, to get this game done. We rolled the credits. I'm not going to spoil any story. I'm not going to spoil the ending, but I'll say this. The ending was definitely meant to keep the game going. There was supposed to be some kind of end game. Instead, what we got is New Game Plus. You get to keep everything that you do, and you restart the whole game over. But if you look at the ending, if you ever get there, you'll notice, oh dear God, that's what this was supposed to be? It was at that moment where I realized, yeah, this was definitely going to be some kind of ongoing game. Look, I was all over Battlefield 2042 before it launched. I was very excited. I was hyped. Couldn't wait for it. I liked the idea of 128 players on one map. But then you played it, something never felt right. Just didn't quite have it. It was clear DICE lost some of Battlefield's identity in the creation of 2042. It was palpable. You could feel it. Maybe you couldn't pinpoint what it was, but you felt it. Felt like another game with some Battlefield trappings on it. And people rightfully criticize Battlefield 2042 because of it. I have the same vibes about Redfall. I'm not saying I'm right. These are theories. But there ain't no reason why this game could be this bad simply because they don't know how to do open world. Perhaps it's because Redfall was something else. Maybe it was a live service. And like Battlefield 2042, which we realized was a battle royale before it became what it is, they realized, yeah, live service Redfall is not the play. And in both cases, neither team could make their games what they were supposed to be by launch. That's a huge adjustment to go from live service, how do we keep this game going for an extended period of time, to single player co-op game with a ending to it. Totally different design. So I'm running out of ideas. What do you think happened with Arkane and Redfall? Say it in the comments, tap whatever thumb you like, and subscribe for more conversations on the latest games and gaming news.